Good evening, my friends, and welcome to another episode of Just Another Conversation. And I'm your host, Mr. Unspeakable. As you all know, or some of you might know, this is the episode 12 of this show, and I will do my best to present to you everything that I can possibly remember, everything that I can possibly come up with as far as it being true. Um, Everything that I say on here is true, 100%. Most of the stories are true. Now, questions remain. What they're going to be, I don't know. I have a booklet. Actually, this is a volume 5 of my manifesto, which I'm working on right now. I'm about, I'd say, 6 pages into it. Around just 6 pages in this fifth part, as I would say. I have four of the parts, 200 or 300 plus pages out of my folder in my computer. And as most of you know, I do come in here completely unprepared. I don't prepare anything to talk about, which is, of course, much easier if you prepare things. I've decided to come out and be as natural and real as possible without any fakeness, without any unrealistic lines about life. I wish I had the music in the background, but I can't because I got hit by the copyrights last time. And I think they've blocked a couple of my episodes. I would want to talk about truth and what it does to people, what it does to relationships, marriages, families. The truth is important, but not always necessary. What makes us want to tell the truth all the time? Why do people want to tell the truth all the time? I've lied in my life before, and I've lied many times. But it wasn't any, my lies were not anything that it would have probably affected anybody in the wrong way, to anybody that I really love and respect. Most of my lies were to those that I felt like didn't respect me. Then I'm like, hey, you know what? You don't respect me, you don't care, and what the hell? There's nothing really here to work with. There's nothing in this friendship or this relationship that I should be really caring about. So I'm leaving, and I'm not telling you where I was and what I did. And what would it matter if I told you the truth or I lied? I could have told you I was in a bar with my friends hanging out, or even if there was a lie, I could tell you the truth and tell you, hey, I was with someone else. Now, if this friendship or relationship didn't matter so much, would that truth really matter as much? You know when people tell you, look at me in the eye and tell me you're telling the truth. How many times has that person actually told you lies? When people say, I swear to God, I mean, I would trust that the least. Like, I swear to God, I'm telling the truth. Now, if the God exists, it most likely does, then where is it? And for some weird reason, people believe it. They say, swear to your kids, you didn't do this or you didn't do that, or say, I swear to God. What would be a bigger lie, and what would be a bigger sin? If you would have said, I swear to my kids, I didn't do this, or I swear to God, I didn't do this, but you still did it, would it really matter? And how much would it matter if you did lie? Would it be more painful to say, if it was a lie, that you swear to your kids and it was a lie? Or would it more what matter if you said, I swear to God, but I'm still a liar? And how does that affect those that you're telling that to? Well, you see, my friends, that happens all the time. People say, I swear to God, all day long, every day. They tell you that in your face, in your marriage, in your friendships. It's just something that we do and something that we say, right? It's just become a common, very, very common thing to say. And and just because it's so common and it involves God, people believe it without any proof, without any kind of realistic sense, physical proof, a picture, a note, something like that. But no, instead you only get, I swear to God. Now, if you really believe someone and you really, really love someone, and your friendship and your relationship or your marriage, or if it's only based purely on truth, then that would be good enough. You wouldn't need to bring any kind of proof into this relationship about anything. I think people go as far as following other people around. You know, I've there was a girl I used to know years ago who I never even knew that she followed me around uh, until I got to a class and there was a giant bouquet of flowers. It began with flowers. First off, it started off with flowers in the classroom. And I didn't know who the flowers came from. All I know is the professor came by and says, hey, these are your flowers? Because your name is on it. I said, yeah, that is my name. Where did the flowers come from anyways? She was like, yeah, there was a girl here looking for you. Kind of chubby, shorter. Not that it mattered to me. It didn't. It never. To me, it never mattered how you look like. It just doesn't. It really, really doesn't matter. You know. It matters if you're human, if you're honest, that you're a good person. The world is really obsessed with its physical looks, with size, with fake looks, with plastic cheeks and boobs, and even our music. It talks about it. Not my music, but certainly music out there. So the society is plasticized. I don't know if that word exists, but certainly I did come up with it if it doesn't. I mean, people go as far as paying $300,000 for plastic surgery nowadays just to change the way they look so they can make other people happy. They put their lives in danger to make others happy. They change who they are, everything from bottom to top. They go as far as turning into a man to a woman and from a woman to a man, or doing BBLs and rhinoplasties and lip procedures and cheek implants to fucking ass cheeks implants to doing the inversions on their penile areas and vaginas and things like that, of that nature, in hopes that they will actually finally meet somebody who's going to be into that kind of stuff. But perhaps this person is very, very rich. You know what I mean? Because now that really would make sense. Now these changes in your looks would really matter until you meet someone who is rich. Because you're doing all this for money. You're not doing this so someone can give you a fucking kiss and hug you. You're not doing these whole physical changes because someone's gonna look at you and give you a hug, say, "Darling, you look beautiful." You're doing it because you want to run into someone important, someone powerful, someone that's gonna give you what you want because you're freaking greedy. Because you're greedy. People are greedy. I don't know. A lot of times I say to myself, I wish not that I'm. It's not that I'm not happy that I'm around. Of course I am. Of course I'm happy that I was born. That I've been part of this human existence, so to say. But I would have been happier. I feel like if I was I was existing in the days of when there were no cars or no cell phones, when there were no phones at all, just candles and um, I'm talking about more like Victorian age, between the ages of early 1800s, let's say, through early late 1900s. Um, the plasticity of the world has become normalized. Way too much has been spent on things. People spend too much on just garbage. I wish that those who are in power and those who actually are in possession to I wish that those that were in position to help others, which are there are many of them out there, would actually just use that position for something positive and actually help people. Because right now, the world is in need of that help. We don't need any more billionaires. We don't need any more millionaires. We don't need any more crappy ass people. We need people with power who are actually gonna exploit it in good ways. Help others who are not in position of power. I think the planet would planet Earth, humanity would function much better if the power and money was exploited in a way of in a way of helping everyone that's in need. But you're going out there in front of cameras and flashing all your millions, and you're just lonely because you can't go anywhere, do anything. Everywhere you go, you're gonna have 5 or 6 people following you because you're afraid to show your face. You are afraid to walk down the road to a grocery store because you're lonely and scared. But the thing is, you wouldn't have to have people follow you around if you were as powerful to yourself. Because your power only belongs to yourself. It doesn't affect anybody else around you, really. The rich and powerful, those with a lot of money, are usually surrounded with just their own their own money and their own, probably not even family. They don't even have family. Family is usually respected for only what they got, because it's just how the world is. You would think that your family respects you for who you are, but then you turn around, and you're like, well, wait a minute. It's probably because I got all this money or because I got all this power. Now take that and share it. Take that and help others, and you won't need 6 or 7 or 8 bodyguards all over you when you're going to the store. Somebody asked me that question last night, pretty similar to that. How do I feel about what's happening in Minnesota with all the ICE agents? I feel sorry for those ICE agents. I feel like their lives are just a little tiny and insignificant. They need something in their lives to spice it up. So they're taking it out on people. Now, don't get me wrong. There could be some very, very, very nice, good people amongst those terrorists. But then ask yourself a question. Let's just be realistic, okay? Those ICE agents, let's call them ICE agents, or ICE terrorists, however you want. Those ICE agents slash terrorists, there has to be some good ones. There's got to be some good ICE agents out there. But they just can't show it, because if they do show it, then everyone else would have to show it. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's not, it is like a chain reaction, because they always do what one does. One punches a person, then they all jump in. One takes a fucking piss, they all take a piss. You know what I'm saying? So if there was a good ICE agent out there, and then they came through, and all of a sudden switched sides, then he would be a traitor. But then again, all those with the same kind of feelings would have to turn around and join him on the other side. So yes, I would say that a lot of them are very. I think the situation is bad. It's gonna get worse. It's gonna come to the point where people are gonna grab guns And people are gonna just have to defend themselves because, quite honestly, I feel like police and the National Guard, especially the police, should come out and at least be on people's side. You know, and I just watched tonight. I see that they have already some police out there, and on they're on the wrong side. They're on the side of ice. So like, there's nobody really there. They've pushed people into a corner. People are cornered. People are cornered. We are human. The, we are cornered, and once we're cornered, then we really don't have a choice. People are gonna pick up weapons and they're gonna go defend themselves. That is what's going to happen next. But before that happens, I would beg and say, please stop what you're doing because people also have limits. They have, they're running out of patience. And I am telling you, people can organize like no other, and they will show teeth. And then, when on the other side of the fence becomes bloody and red, then they're gonna go like, "Wow, what have we done? Here we go." So yes, it's terrible. People, people just do what people do. They defend themselves. What else are they going to do? I mean, a lady was killed totally unjustly. I watched the video many, many times. The lady was a nice lady, a poet, artist. She was just wanted to turn her car around and go wherever she wanted to go, and she was unjustly attacked and killed. If you fire one bullet into someone, if you fire just one bullet at someone you don't like, I believe one bullet is one too much. If you fire two bullets, then you're really out to kill that person. But if you fire three, then it's purely out of hate. You don't need three bullets to kill anybody. If you hit a person with one bullet in the right place, you can kill them. You don't need three bullets. Uh, back in the 90s, English police, I don't know right now if that's happening in England right now, but in England, back in the 90s and 80s, police never carried guns. They only carried those things on the side. They only kind of look like, I forget what the name was. But anyway, they were not armed. The police should know because they already have power. You don't need to be armed to show that you are powerful. Guns are not that. You can be powerful because you already have a uniform. People can see that you're a law. If you're wearing a police uniform, that's all you need. Maybe a taser, maybe. But if you talk to people properly, you don't need a gun. You don't need a taser. You don't need what do you call those grenades that make you tear up and the whole thing. None of it is necessary. There are some good people amongst those ICE agents. The problem is the poverty is so freaking strong. The poverty is so out of control that I believe that most of those guys that they call agents are probably from jails. Most of those guys that they're put on the streets to act as agents, are probably former criminals that came out of jail or they probably told him, hey, you know what? Go out there, act as an agent. We're gonna give you a uniform. We're gonna give you a gun. You have to do this, and then we're gonna be forgiving. We're gonna, instead of you getting 15 years in jail, we're gonna, you know, you won't get any time. Just go ahead out there and hit people and kill people, whatever it is. But there are some good people amongst these agents, I believe personally, because most of them are doing all this for money. A lot of them have families. I don't know what amount of those agents have families, but I know some do have families, that's sure. And some of those IC agents that have families, they have to go out there and do what they're told. Otherwise, they don't get paid. Because you see, you're forgetting, my friends, this is all about money. This ICE agent's hysteria is not about punishing people, it's about money. Okay? They are paid. That's the bottom line. They're paid to kick, hit, and kill. And if they don't get paid, they don't get to feed their families. But you see, people don't see that. They go on there and say, fuck you, fuck you. I'm not for the Irish agents. I don't tolerate that at all. I'm just trying to tell you the other side, why they're doing what they're doing. Because they're also cornered by the government. These guys, some of those guys, most of them are evil, but some of them are good. There are some good agents within those, inside of those uniforms and behind those guns. They just have to do anything just to feed their kids, feed their families. You see what's happening. Everything's so damn expensive. Everything's through the roof. And if you look, they are paying $50,000 signing bonus. 50,000 signing bonus to become an ICE agent. All you have to do is pass the, you know, regular physical. They're gonna have you jump through a couple of hoops, do a couple of push-ups, make sure your heart rate's okay, and bam, they stick you in a uniform, they kick you out the door and tell you, go out there and torture people. It's really hard to. It is amazing what money does. You could be an honest man your whole life and do everything perfectly, live a perfect life, never lie, never cheat, never steal, and then all of a sudden you become an ICE agent because somebody told you you're going to get $50,000 sign-on bonus. And then you'll do just about anything. And then you become angry. Most of them are just angry at themselves. They're not angry at you, but they're angry inside at themselves because they took on that job. And now, once you sign that contract, it's too late. You can't go back. And now, this is not about ICE agents and what they have to do, and this is not about. This is about us as humanity. We've lost our ways. We have lost. It's very simple, folks. You move into a neighborhood, into a new house. Somebody comes over with a cake or a cherry pie or whatever it is and says, welcome to the neighborhood. And you go, hey, thanks. That's so nice of you. There's no such thing anymore. What in the heck fucking happened? We're all if more of that stuff if more of that stuff is going on nowadays, we wouldn't have things like ICE. We wouldn't have 90-year-old presidents with dementia and things like that. I mean, even Joe Biden was a really, really old man. And why is it that only old men have to be in power and control our ways and our lives? Why is it that only old men have to be in charge? They don't have to be. You see what I mean? But somehow we always end up with old men telling us what to do. We always end up with old men up on the top telling the whole world what to do. There's nothing against old people. But come on, do we have anybody better, younger, smarter, more energetic? Someone on the same level as all the young people? Someone equal to a generation? I mean, there's a generational gap. Someone of 85 years old is not going to understand somebody today who's 20 and their needs. And why do we have to always get giant presents in Christmas time? Like, I used to love Christmas. It used to be one of my favorite holidays. And this was just going about a decade back, 10 to 15 years ago. I still like Christmas, don't get me wrong, but it's not what it used to be. I always feel like something is expected of me, you know, instead of just a simple hug and say, I love you. But that's only if you buy them a present. You see, life takes on a repeat when you get older. Not my age, but older. 70s, 80s, 90s. And many of those elderly people are going to tell you, and many writers who write, among who are Charles Bukowski, if you were to watch one of his interviews, but he was asked, are you afraid of death or dying? He said, no, I'm not. And he took a sip of wine and he continued to say, and the guy who was interviewing him from Germany said, well, why? Why aren't you afraid? The guy said, well, you see, life takes on a repeat. Kind of, it's always the same thing. Every day, it's the same thing. You get into this loop, life has this thing on the repeat. You do the same thing every day, You don't have to, but once you settle and you do something that you love and you enjoy doing, if you do it for 20 years, 30 years, it will still get old no matter what. And it will take on a repeat. You see? Everyone has everyone has those things that are invisible. There are invisible things. Every human being has that's something that we want to know about so badly. Every human being has secret that the next human being wants to know about. Like, what is it about that person that you really want to know? Because we're much deeper than just, hey, let's have breakfast, lunch, and dinner and go to bed. There's much more to it. We just haven't discovered it yet. There's much more to life than just what you see. I mean, this is almost like a gateway to something else, something much larger, greater, something much bigger. I don't know what that much larger or bigger would be, you know, but I believe there is something much larger and much bigger than us, much bigger than this life itself that we know. Now, there's a famous thing, a famous quote that says, "Speak the truth and run for your life." That's the reason why many people don't want to tell the truth. It's because of that. Because truth hurts, it's painful. Most of them don't want to hear truth. Lies are deceptive, mild. People would more rather hear lies than truth because it is easier on your ears. It is hard to live with issues that show up later in your life. Like, I'm talking about like your heart racing in the middle of the drive. You know, yesterday you felt great and today you don't. And then you continue to don't feel not to feel great from that moment on. Things can change in just like that. And you're gonna ask yourself, why? Why me? I guess nobody knows why. Sometimes life just doesn't make sense, you know? You're born, you live, you die. And all the accomplishments before you die are going to go and die with you. I know it sounds terrible and very dramatic, but that's true. You know, you always, people have these accomplishments and all these dreams, and they go after these dreams, after these accomplishments. And a lot of them get there, most of them don't. And when they do get there, they spend all their money and time to go full on after these accomplishments. But then they always forget one thing: they won't be here forever. So you see, basically, what that means is you're working and doing all these things so you can be happy. Because money then and everything else doesn't make sense when you're gone. So the only thing that stays is that happiness that you always wanted. You can have all the money in the world, you can have all the houses in the world, all the yachts in the world, but that will be gone. You know, you will be gone and forgotten, and then so really the happiness is what really stays. That's what most of us go towards. Basically, when you live, you want to be happy. Although money doesn't always make you happy, it makes life a little bit easier. But really, happiness is a key to a successful life. It cures all the roads who are going in the wrong direction. It seems to, I think it fixes everything. The happiness and love that you get from others and the people that you're surrounded with, it gives you that happiness that you can't replace with money or wealth. So, and that's when the truth becomes the most important, is when you're surrounded with those people that give you truth and happiness, that give you happiness and love. Now, when you have people like that, That's where the truth matters the most. Because at all costs, you don't want to lose these people. They are your core, your spine. They are both of your legs and arms and legs. They're all your brain. They're you. Because if these people quit loving you, if these people quit giving you happiness, making you happy, if these people quit doing everything that makes you move, you will be gone together with the sadness. You will be forgotten. The money wouldn't save you. It just wouldn't. I mean, it's been proven and proven and proven all along. Many, many rich people are gone quick. Their billions didn't really mean anything at the end. People say, oh, they're hiding cure for this, they're hiding cure for that, they're hiding cure for these diseases and illnesses. It's not true. Nobody's hiding anything. Because if they were hiding it, then all the people with a lot of money will be cured from the illnesses they're killing them. The rich would buy the cure if it was there, and they would live forever. They would beat cancer, they would beat, muscular dystrophy, and many other illnesses out there that require medication. Nobody's hiding cure for cancer. There isn't one. They're working on one. Because if those that had billions, like Jeff Bezos, all the actors in the world who are worth half a billion or billion, are long, long gone. Why didn't they buy the cure? They just didn't feel like living? I don't think so. It's just a fact that the cure isn't out there. So that's why I'm saying that happiness is really important. It will keep you alive the longest without any medication, just happiness. Yeah, that is all I wanted to say. I guess that's where my unscripted talk led me tonight. I appreciate a single like. Thank you so much. Thank you to David Sanchez. And thank you to Robert Trogers 8397. Thank you guys. I appreciate you all. Thanks for stopping by. Subscribe. Let's get to 200 subscribers. And take care of yourself. Take care of your neighbors, your loved ones. Take care of yourself. We'll see you guys later for another episode, which will be the 13th episode, I believe. I'll see you then. Ciao.